All right, bench of the week. That's the guy who is in the top 10, ranked in the top 10, maybe even top 5, and we're saying it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Put him on your bench. Start someone else
Yeah.
who's got some more upside.
Yeah, and another way I like to look at that category is to say it's somebody who you normally wouldn't even question. You normally they're either your number one or number two in their position, and typically it's a no-brainer. So, um,
Those are more solid requirements than what I have.
yeah. Then what the experts say. Yeah, but that's all right.
Oh, okay. Who'd
So
you have last week?
my bench of the week last week was Stevie Johnson,
And you benched him.
and I did bench him.
Yeah.
He ended up with 4 catches for 92 yards, no TDs. More than I expected, but still a pretty solid bench call. He didn't even reach that double-digit plateau that I like to see from all of my contributors. So I'll leave it at that. I have 2 benches for this week. For week 17,
Ooh, got an
one I'm
honorable
going to
mention
talk about kind of I don't want to call it a no-brainer, but it's taking into account what teams are doing because of what they've accomplished already. Specifically, the Green Bay Packers have everything they need. They are everything they can get. This is a more or less meaningless game, certainly meaningless in terms of the standings and the seedings for the playoffs. So Aaron Rodgers is my bench of the week because he will likely be literally benched during the game. And so I say you should bench him because you can't trust. You don't know when it's going to happen. And they're going to keep it light. And there's no reason for them to try to keep him in the game with the potential for injury. So another one, though, for somebody who will probably be active the entire game, at least officially, and that's Chris Johnson. He's playing at Houston.
Yeah.
And they're second against RBs. They've been pretty steady with that statistic. And Chris has been spotty all year. Up and down. I know he's had a couple of bright spots, over the last 4 or 5 weeks, but I would not trust him the last game at Houston with their defense and with their capability of putting up so many points that they're going to stop running anyway. So Chris Johnson is my honorable mention, full-time player bench of the week.
The only concern I have there is that Houston's got nothing to play for. And if they're sitting some starters on defense,
Which is,
he may go off.
yeah,
Speaking of Houston, if they bench Arian Foster, I'd like
Tate
this week. I think he might have a decent week.
Yeah.
A sneaky little start there if you're desperate.
Well, you have to be because you don't know if they're going to bench Aaron. And if you hear ahead of time, then maybe you take the shot.
Yeah, keep an eye. If you're in the playoffs this week in the last game, the championship, keep an eye on the stuff going on in the morning. Get up a little early tomorrow, would you?
Yeah.
Do some research.
Yep.
All right. Fine. All right. So here we go. This is my one good call from last week. Bench of the week, I said last week, Eli Manning versus the Jets. Cold, maybe rainy. I didn't like the matchup. A lot of running going on. He finished outside the top 20. Brilliant call on my part, for once. And sorry if I cost you win on those other ones. Anyway, this week, this is a little going off the map here, but I've got a lot of defenses on my board this week. So my benches of the week are the Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons defense. I think they've all got stuff wrapped up. They're nothing to play for. Get rid of them. Go after the Jags or the Seahawks this week. I like both of those defenses this week. And if Bo weren't already in my bust and all the other ones, I'd say, make sure he's on your bench.
Interesting. I would take issue up with almost all of those defense
would you?
calls because Houston and Detroit, they both need a little momentum going into their playoffs, particularly Houston because they've had a couple of down games. The Lions, they just had that huge win over San Diego. They're playing Green Bay. They want to beat Green Bay. And I can't say that they need it, but they want it. The Falcons probably want to get that Saints taste out of their mouth. So, and I think now that the practice of most coaches, there's more players that they tend to rest on offense than the defense.
The only thing I like about the Lions is that they're playing Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers won't be in the ballgame. Anyway, that is all I've got for that part of this.
So
week.
take that.
Good luck tomorrow.